Back in the day, I just used to always intuit everything I taught, which is a fun thing to do because like you just kind of do what kind of arises in the moment. And maybe that's the theme of the class is like really moving with your intuition. At least I will be. You'll be moving with my intuition. But letting yourself be led and not always having to control whatever it is. And like as I say that, I'm reminding myself of how I need that, and maybe it sounds good to y'all as well. That there's a lot of uncertainty in the world. There's a lot that we wish we could control, and sometimes we just have to kind of like move with what's happening, and it's our relationship to that that we can control, not so much, you know, what's outside, what's out there. We can control what's in here sometimes. um, so it'll be a flowy class. We'll work on, I'm kind of feeling like some hamstring stuff, maybe some twisting, maybe some balancing postures, but all the while just kind of being aware of our relationship to whatever we're doing at any given time and maybe accepting what is internally, or maybe even just changing your relationship to it. If you like really hate a pose, maybe get curious about the pose instead of hating it or having like a knee-jerk response to it that you might normally have. Okay. So let's start by getting centered, sitting comfortably. Go ahead and relax your shoulders down and feel the crown lift. And I guess the first part of being aware or changing your relationship to what is grounding into just that, to what is. So just going into your body, noticing what's here in your body tonight. And as you look deeper, you'll notice regions that might feel sore or uncomfortable or even painful. But conversely, there's likely to be regions of your body that are relaxed and at ease and not holding tension. There might be parts of your body that are harder to focus on. Sometimes we have complicated relationships to our bodies. Maybe there's some regions of our body that we just don't think about. Not because we're avoiding it, it just doesn't come up as much. Especially around the back body, things that we can't see in the mirror, like your back ribs, your sacrum, the back of your head. And just accepting that all of these experiences, the uncomfortable ones, the soft ones, the relaxed ones, like all of that is true. And there's a part of you that can hold both of those experiences or all of those experiences without preference, without a sense of needing to get rid of the bad and get more of the good, but just to be okay with what's here in this moment. We call that the witnessing consciousness in yoga, sometimes called self-energy in other modalities. Just tuning into that witnessing aspect of you. And as we move through this practice, as we move through this experience, you find yourself reacting or having preference towards something or aversion towards something, seeing that thought, seeing that tendency, and then just being aware of that which can see it. It's a way of kind of removing ourselves from the stimulus a little bit. So letting that be our intention, let's chant Om 3 times. Deep breath in, please. Go ahead and bring your palms to your heart and lower the chin. Really honor yourself as you are in this moment, this body, breath, energy, and mind. And honoring that which is doing the honoring, that more witnessing, self-led space. It's in honor of all of that that we'll practice tonight. Go ahead and rub the palms together. And take the heated palms over your eyes, brushing back over the top of your head, down the neck, and bringing yourself back to your space. And we're going to start off on hands and knees tonight, so go ahead and come to table pose. Setting any props you have off to the side. Good. Welcome, Philip. So hands underneath your shoulders and knees beneath your hips or slightly further back. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, child's pose, seat to the heels, forehead to the floor. Inhale, float back up, hands and knees. And exhale, floating back. Let's continue this movement. Inhale, rising, exhale, releasing. And as we move, as we start to warm up the spine and hips and the shoulders, you might be more aware of what's happening inside of the body, points of tension, points of not tension. Just see if you can hold that with a sense of equanimity. It's like, oh, there's tension in my lower back. Maybe you've been sitting for a while, and that's just a natural response to that, because we can work that out here. Good. A couple more times. Good. Inhale up to hands and knees. Exhale, drop your heart between your thumbs. Push back up, and then go back to child's pose. We're going to keep this moving. Inhale, rise up to hands and knees. Exhale, do a chest press, bringing the heart down. Push up and back. Again, inhale. Exhale, chest press. Push up in child's pose. We're going to do a few more. Again, just getting warmed up here. The arms are getting a little bit more of a workout now. And we're linking your breath and your movement here as best you can anyway. And that has a calming effect to your nervous system. So if one of the truths you were aware of as you were tuning into your body, maybe it was a sense of dysregulation to your nervous system, that fight, flight, freeze, collapse response was there maybe. This can help to soothe some of that away. Let's do two more. Moving at your own pace, on your own breath. Good. Landing in child's pose. Go ahead and stay. Seat to the heels, forehead to the floor. And feeling your hips ground towards your heels, go ahead and walk your hands off of the left side of your yoga mat, reaching especially through the right hand, and feeling the right hip ground toward its heel. Feeling some big length along the right side of your body. Good. And then walk the hands back to center and take them off to the right. Feel your left hip ground toward its heel. Again, big space along the side of the body. Deep breaths here. Good. Walk the hands back to center. Then inhale up to hands and knees. Curl the toes under. Downward facing dog. And let's walk it out. Pressing a heel to the floor, bending the opposite knee, lifting the hips toward the sky. Now, often, for many of us, the backs of the legs get really tight because we do so many things that tighten them, like sitting. That's mostly it. We sit a lot, and that tightens the backs of the legs. And so this practice, especially this one right here, helping to warm them up, you probably feel tension, but you also probably feel a little bit of relief in being able to elongate these muscles, the backs of the legs, the hamstrings. Let's take a few more breaths into that part of this practice. And we're going to do a lot more for the hamstrings tonight. I'm feeling it. Good. With your next inhale, float forward into plank pose, straight line push-up. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Inhale again, come forward. And exhale, downward dog. We're going to do three more. Inhale, coming forward. And exhale, going back. Inhale forward. And exhale back. We're going to hold it this time. Inhale, come into plank pose. Take the shoulders down your back slightly, maybe look forward just a little bit with your heart, but try to keep your hips pretty level with your shoulders. Breathe. Try not to clench your jaw here. 3, 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. And then inhale back into plank. This time, bend your elbows in towards your waist. Plank yourself all the way down to the floor and release the feet. Feeling your hips ground, lift your head, chest, and your legs. Locust pose, floating up. Exhale, release on down. Let's do that again. Locust lift, head, chest, and feel the lift coming from the inner thighs. Good. Exhale, release. Really working the lower back here a bit. Inhale again, float up, locust pose. Exhale, release. 2 more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down. Last one for now. Inhale, push up. Sorry, like rise up, sorry. Exhale, release down. Get my words mixed up. All right, so once we're back down on the belly, lift the knees and press up to plank and back to downward facing dog. We're going to play a little bit more with plank pose. So before you come into it, bring the feet together. And then inhale, come forward into plank, and then pivot onto your right hand and your right foot, or the right side of your right foot. And if you can, bring your right or your left hand onto your left hip, and think about bowing the hips toward the ceiling, side plank. It's everybody's favorite one, right? Good. Go ahead and bring the left hand down. We're going to do the other side. Just pivot onto the left hand, left foot, and bow the hips toward the ceiling. Right hand can be on the hip here. Deep breath in. And exhale, right hand down. Go ahead and plank yourself all the way down to the floor. Pelvis grounding, come up locust pose, head, chest, and legs. And exhale, release. Curl the toes under, lift the knees, push up, and back, downward facing dog. Good, so from downward facing dog, lift your right leg high into the air behind you. With your exhale, swing or carry step the right foot between the hands and release the back knee to the floor. Inhale, lift the arms up for a crescent lunge. Good. Exhale, bring your hands down to the floor, straighten the right leg, the front leg, and pull the toes toward you. You'll feel the back of the leg lengthen. Let's stay for about 2 breaths this first time. Good. Then inhale, rock forward, plant the hands, step back to downward facing dog. And then we'll do the other side. Left leg lifts. Exhale, bring the foot all the way forward. Back knee to the ground. Crescent lunge, inhale. Come on up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Straighten the left leg. Pull the toes toward you. Again, staying for a couple of breaths, just feeling the back of the leg lengthen. You can even think about drawing the left hip bone back behind you as well. Good. Then inhale, rock forward. And exhale, step back. We're going to do a little bit more with that exercise. Right leg lifts. Exhale, step it through. Back knee to the ground. Good. With your inhale, go ahead and lift the arms up, crescent lunge. Then exhale, bring your hands down, straighten the right leg, pull the toes toward you. Inhale, rock forward, lift the arms up again, turn the heart toward the ceiling. Exhale, bring the hands down, straighten the right leg, pull the toes toward you. Keep going. Inhale, rock forward, lift the arms. Exhale, bring the arms down, hands to the floor, straighten the right leg. Inhale, rock forward, lift on up. Exhale, fold forward, straighten the right leg. Let's do one more. Inhale, rock forward, lift the arms. Open the heart toward the ceiling. Exhale, hands down, straighten the right leg, pull the toes toward you. Good. Now with your next inhale, rock forward, curl the back toes under, and step back to downward facing dog. We'll take a breath here and just notice the difference between the 2 sides of the body. The hamstrings, the backs of the legs, maybe the hips, something else. And then we'll balance that on out. Go ahead and lift the left leg high and exhale, step it on through. Help it forward, back knee to the floor. Then inhale, come up for the crescent lunge. And exhale, hands down, straighten the left leg, pull the toes toward you. Inhale, rock forward, lift the arms, crescent lunge. And exhale, hands down, straighten the leg. Again, inhale, rock forward, lift. Exhale, hands down, straighten the leg. We're gonna do 2 more. Inhale, rock forward, lift. Exhale, hands down, straighten. Once more, inhale. Exhale, hands down, straighten the leg. Good. Inhale, rock forward. This time, step back again, downward facing dog. Coming into plank pose. Bring the feet together, pivot onto your right hand and foot, side plank. Arm can go in the air if you'd like, but only if you'd like. Good. Bring the left hand down, pivot onto the left side, bow the hips toward the ceiling. Good. Bring the right hand down, plank yourself with control down to the earth, pelvis grounding, locust pose, rise, head, chest, legs. Exhale, reel the toes under and lift the knees, push up and back to downward facing dog. Stay for a breath. All right, doing more for the legs. Lift the right leg high into the air. Exhale, step the foot forward. Bring the back knee to the ground. Inhale, lift the arms up. Interlace the fingers and place the hands on top of the right thigh. And curl your back toes under your left toes. Good. All right, when you're ready, go ahead and pick up the left knee, coming into a raised lunge. Then exhale, carefully put it back down. That's the hard part. Inhale, lift the knee again. And exhale, carefully put it down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, rise. And exhale, release. Bring the hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. See what that feels like on side number 2. Left leg lifts. Exhale, step it on forward. Help it forward. Good. Coming up for the crescent lunge. Interlace the fingers, hands on top of the thigh. Right toes, back toes are curled under. Inhale, lift the right knee. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, lower. Lift and lower. We'll do 2 more. Lift the right knee and bring it down. Inhale, lift, and exhale, bring it down. Hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Take a breath. We're gonna do that last exercise one more time on each side. You'll see why. Go ahead and pick up the right leg and step it all the way forward. Inhale, lift the arms up. And so for this one, if you want to work on your balance and your core, you'll leave the arms in the air. If that's not really working for you and you're falling around a bit, it's okay to bring the hands interlaced back down onto the thigh. But give it a try with arms raised just once, just see what happens. So back toes are curled under, arms are up by the ears. Inhale, pick up the back knee, and exhale, bring it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. Can you do 2 more? We're going to lift one more time because we're going to hold the pose. So lift up. If you can, arms up by the ears. If it starts to feel shaky, just bring them down onto the thigh. Turn the heart toward the ceiling a little bit more. Breathe. Good. Now keep the back knee raised. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor and step back, downward facing dog. Great job. Work it out. However you need to adjust, just adjust. Good, opening up the hips. Let's do the other side. All right, left leg lifts and step it on through. Back knee to the ground, back toes curled under. Go ahead and lift the arms up by the ears. Good, now get steady. And when you're ready, we'll begin. Inhale, right knee lifts. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. 3 more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and exhale. We're going to come in and hold this time. Go ahead and raise back up. Straighten that back leg as much as you can. Turn the heart toward the ceiling. Take the shoulder blades back. Collarbones lift. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Good. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring the hands down to the floor. And again, step back to downward facing dog. Taking an adjusting breath and just noticing what came up for you as we did that exercise, especially as we held it. Or maybe it was the raising and lowering, maybe the challenge for it. What thoughts or reactions came up, and can you just hold that in compassion? Good. And then go ahead and walk your hands back to meet your feet, coming into the standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Palms to shins, halfway up, inhale. And exhale, fold down. Please interlace your fingers at your lower back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift the arms off the back and overhead. Breathing here. Good, one more breath. Now to come out, bend your knees deeply for chair pose. Release the arms, sweep them forward, and come up into chair pose. Good. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach up, and exhale, palms to the heart. Take an adjusting breath, feeling sensation in the body again. And again, where you focus will indicate what experience you're having. Some places are feeling relief, some places might feel kind of sore, or you'd notice you really stretched that. All right, so let's play around with chair pose just a little bit more. So you can stay where you're at if you'd like. Feet stacking underneath the hips, palms to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms down, back and up. Exhale, bend both knees, sweep your arms behind you, chair prep. Keep the knees bent as you lift the arms up into chair pose. We'll stay here for your exhalation. Then inhale, straighten the legs, reach up. And then hinge at the hips, swan dive, fold forward and down. Palms to shins, halfway up. Heart parallel to the floor. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way back up to standing. And exhale, palms to your heart. Let's do that again. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep your arms back, chair prep. Inhale, chair pose. Again, staying for your exhale. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, fold forward. Palms to shins, halfway rise. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way back up. And palms to the heart. Let's do one more. Inhale, sweep up. Chair prep, bend the knees, sweep back. Chair pose. Lift up, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Palms to shins. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up. And palms to your heart. Good. Again, feeling sensation, what's happening in the body. I'm going to keep bringing you back to that over and over again so that you can really learn to identify or continue to learn to identify with that witnessing self. You're the one watching the experience, not the one having it. We tend to be less reactive from that space. All right. So we're going to move into our sun salutation next, a little earlier than we normally do it in class, but we're going to build towards something else later. So go ahead and step to the top of your mat if you're not there already, feet stacking underneath your hips, and bring your palms to your heart. And find your breath, aware of the inhale, aware of the exhale. And with your next inhale, sweep your arms down, back, and up. Palms together overhead, bend the knees, sweep the arms back, chair prep. Inhale, chair pose. I know we were just here, but this is our intro. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, fold forward and down. Palms to shins halfway up. Exhale, release down. Step your right foot way back. Take the back knee to the floor. Inhale, crescent lunge. Good. Exhale, hands to the floor, straighten the left leg, pull the toes toward you. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Bring the feet together, plank pose. Pivot onto the right foot and hand. Lift the left arm if you can. And exhale, bring the left hand down. Pivot onto the left side. Bring the right arm up if you can. And exhale, bring it down. Plank yourself with control to the floor. Lift up, locust pose, head, chest, and legs. Exhale, float down. Planking back up, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and lift your right leg into the air and step it on through. Knee to the ground, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands down. Straighten the front leg, pull the toes toward you. Then inhale, rock forward and step the back foot forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, release. Arms out to the side, come all the way up. And palms to your heart. We're going to change things up a little bit this next round, okay? Inhale, sweep the arms down and up. Chair prep. Chair pose. Good. Lift on inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Palms to shins. And fold down. Step your left foot back. This time, don't take the knee to the back knee to the floor, unless you need to. You could if you want to. But instead, go ahead and sweep your arms forward and up. Come into the raised lunge. Exhale, fold forward, hands or fingertips on the ground. Straighten the front leg still, pull the toes toward you, and feel your left heel, your back heel, ground toward the floor. So technically, we're stretching both hamstrings. Are you still breathing? Keep breathing. Good, then inhale, go ahead and rock forward, plant the right foot, and then step back to downward facing dog. Good, bring the feet together, again, plank pose. Pivot onto the right, lift the left arm, and then sweep it forward and then plant it back down to the floor to help move you onto the left side. Bring the right arm up, sweep it forward, plant the hand down, and plank yourself to the floor. Pelvis grounding, locust lift. And exhale, release. Go ahead and push up and back, downward facing dog. All right, left leg lifts. Exhale, bring the foot all the way through. Help it forward if it doesn't make it on the first try. And then bend deeply into the front knee. Back knee is lifting. Crescent lunge, or raised lunge, I should say. Good. And then exhale, hands or fingertips to the floor. Straighten the left leg. Pull the toes toward you. And then feel your back heel again sink toward the floor. Good. Inhale, rock forward and step forward. Palms to shins here. Exhale, fold down. Interlace your fingers at your lower back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the arms off the back and overhead. We'll stay for about 2 breaths. Good. Now from here, bend the knees again, deeply for chair. Release the arms, sweep them forward, chair pose. Good. And then straighten the legs, reach up, and exhale, palms to the heart. Good. Let's try that one again. Sweep the arms down and up, inhale. Exhale, chair prep, chair pose. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, lift, and fold. palms to shins. Exhale, release, step your right foot way back. Keep the back knee lifting, bend the front knee, high lunge. Good, hands down, straighten the left leg, sink the right heel. Stay for a breath. Good, inhale, rock forward and step back, downward facing dog, feet together. Good, plank. Right side, sweep the left arm up, forward, and then plant. Go ahead and roll to the other side. Lift the right arm up, forward, plant, and bring yourself all the way down to the ground. Good, locust lift. Exhale, release, curl the toes under, push up, and back. All right, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it on through. Back knee stays lifting, high lunge, inhale. Exhale, hands down, straighten the right leg, pull the toes toward you, sink the left heel, one breath. Then inhale, rock forward, step forward, palms to shins, and down. Interlace the fingers at the lower back again. Lift the arms off the back, overhead. Stay for a breath. Bend the knees deeply. Release the arms, bring them forward and up, chair pose. Good, straighten the legs. And palms to the heart. Good, keeping this energy moving. Come on, bring it up. Exhale, bend the knees, chair prep. Chair pose, sink. Lift and fold. Halfway up, inhale. Exhale, release, step the left foot back again. Knee stays lifted, high lunge, lift the arms up, turn the heart toward the ceiling. Exhale, palms to the floor, straighten the right leg and pull the toes toward you. Good, inhale, rock forward. Exhale, step back, downward dog, feet together. Again, plank pose, moving onto the right side of side plank. Left arm lifting up, sweeping forward, plant the hand, and pivot to the other side. Right arm reaching up, forward, plant the hand, and plank down to the floor. Locust lift. And release, curl the toes under, push up, and back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts this time, and step it on through. High lunge. Good, exhale, hands to the floor, straighten the front leg, pull the toes toward you. And then inhale, rock forward, step forward. Palms to shins. Exhale, release. Interlace the fingers at the lower back. Lift them off the back and overhead. All right, bend the knees deeply. Release the arms. Chair pose. And then straighten the legs. And palms to the heart. Let's take an adjusting breath now. We've been working hard. Aware of the inhale. Aware of the exhale. Okay, so we're going to do that flow just one more time. And we're going to add a couple more variations. And we're going to hold some of the postures as well. Because we've been working so hard to get to them, we might as well spend some time there. So at the top of your mat, palms to heart. Find your breath. Good. With your next inhale, sweep the arms down, back, and up. Exhale, chair prep. Chair pose. Let's hang out in chair for a bit, all right? So I'm going to turn to face you, but you keep facing the direction you're in right now. Good, so interlace the fingers. Press the palms away from your head. You're going to take the pinky edge of the hands back as the hips sink down, deepening the back bend in your upper back, okay? Try not to clench your teeth. And of course, we're breathing here, aware of that inhale, aware of that exhale, and the one who's aware of that. Good. Inhale, straighten the legs, little back bend at the top. Exhale, swan dive, fold forward and down. Palms to shins, halfway up. And exhale, release. Go ahead and step your right foot back. Good. Inhale, come into the crescent lunge. Let's stay here for a bit, all right? So back knee is lifting, back leg is straight, arms are up by the ears. And we're gonna take this into a bit of a twist. So go ahead and take, if your left knee is forward, your right hand goes forward, your left arm goes behind you. And it's kind of like you're trying to stretch your hands in both directions. Feel the navel pull into the body and twist to the left. You can even look behind you if you'd like. Breathe. Take that left hand back a little bit more. Keep the right knee bending. And the last thing to do here, or you can stay where you're at, is to lift the right arm up, take the left arm down. My left hand is coming onto my thigh behind me. And I'm just lifting up into this cute twist lunge thing. Good, last breath. To come out, lift the arms up, look forward, then bring the hands down. Good, I'm gonna have you take your back knee to the floor because I know it's getting tired. And straighten the front leg, pull the toes toward you. Good, taking an adjusting breath. Well, adjusting in this posture. Feeling the back of the leg lengthen. And you can stay right here if you're vibing with this. If you want to try to give yourself some more challenge, there's a few options. The first is to try to bring one or both hands onto the left foot. It's a bit of a balance. Another thing you could do, hands on the floor, is curl the back toes under and straighten the back leg again. And work the pose there. And those of you who are feeling particularly brave tonight, you could try both. Back leg straight, and then playing around with the idea of bringing both hands, or one just hand, onto the left foot. See how long you can do it before you tip over. Good, all right. From wherever you're at, go ahead and bend the left knee, sink forward, and step back to downward facing dog. We'll take a few deep breaths here. You can walk it out if you need to. And then bring the feet together and plank pose. Pivot onto your right foot, right hand, and lift the left arm into the air. We're going to stay for about 3 breaths. Good. Take the left hand forward, plant it, and pivot onto the left side. Right arm lifting, right hip bone pointing toward the ceiling. 3 breaths. And then sweep the right arm forward, plant the hand, and come all the way down to the floor. Good. Take an adjusting breath. Okay, so feeling the pelvis ground, lift the head, chest, and the legs. And then exhale, float back down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, come up. And exhale, float down. Now, before you come into this last one, I just want to give you a heads up. We're going to hold it for a little bit longer than you might be used to. So just do your best. Just do your best. And don't forget to breathe. Pelvis grounding, lift the head, chest, and the legs. Focus your eyes to a single non-moving point and just breathe with that point. We're going to stay for about 30 seconds total. Heart is looking forward. Inner thighs are lifting. Lower back is really working it out. You're a little more than halfway done. Keep squeezing up. Squeeze up a little bit higher. 3, 2, And one, carefully relax down. You can turn the head to a side if you'd like. And if your head is turned to one side, turn your head to the other side, balancing the neck. Good, and then go ahead and bring the head back to center. Curl the toes under, plank up, and back, downward facing dog. We're gonna stay for about 6 breaths here in down dog, and I'd like you to feel length in your spine. So one way to do that is to bend your knees a bit more than you're used to here, and then shoot your hips powerfully toward the ceiling behind you. Big length in the spine. Good, then inhale, float down onto hands and knees. Exhale, child's pose, seat to the heels, forehead to the floor. Feeling the hips sink, the arms are reaching forward. Just feeling some length in the back body. All right. Inhale back up to hands and knees. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog. I did not forget about this other side. When you're ready, right leg lifts. Go ahead and step it on through. Back knee stays lifting, crescent lunge. All right. So you know we're going to be here for a bit, so just get steady. And when you're ready, we'll come into the twist. So your right knee is forward, so your left arm goes forward, and your right arm goes behind you. You might even look behind you. Feel the navel pull into the body and to the right, and breathe. Keep expanding outward. Then if you'd like to, the right hand can come down onto the left leg and reach the left arm up, twisting high lunge. Good, last breath. Inhale, unwind, look forward. Exhale, bring the hands down and do release the back knee. Good, straighten the right leg, pull the toes toward you, hamstring stretch. Okay, so there's some options here for this, just like the first side. You can bring one or both hands onto the front foot while balancing posture. You can also curl the back toes under and straighten the back leg. And then you can also do both. You can try to balance. And you see how long you can go for it, if that's a part of your practice tonight. Okay, so whichever variation you're in, go ahead and bend the right knee, plant the foot, and step the left foot forward. Standing forward fold, press palms to shins, come halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Interlace your fingers at your lower back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the arms off the back and overhead. We'll stay here for about a half minute or so. Feel the shoulder blades working toward one another and slipping up toward your neck. Knees are a little bit soft here. They're not locked. All right, so we are going to transition into chair pose. So when you're ready, bend the knees deeply, release the arms and sweep them forward and up. Good. And stay and breathe. Heart is lifting, hips are sinking. Just like one of our earlier postures, locust pose, just focus the eyes to a single non-moving point. When the eyes are focused, the mind can be focused. Good, inhale, straighten the legs. And exhale, palms to your heart. Feel sensation. It's our natural instinct when we witness the body to qualify our experience as good or bad, right or wrong, comfort or discomfort. See if it can just be sensation. Neither significant or insignificant. It just is sensation. All right, so go ahead and bring yourself back. Deep, full breath. So great job. That was definitely a more difficult, difficult flow than what we normally do. So good job for doing the best you could at each point. So go ahead and have the feet stack underneath your hips. And we're going to practice balancing a little bit more, this time from standing. So feel the feet grounding into the earth. And then see if you can take the weight of the body and just ground it down into your left leg. Now focus your eyes to a single non-moving point in front of you again. Again, that helps the balance. Your hands can just start on the hips and lift the right knee up. Good. Breathe. Good. And then place the right foot down. Go ahead and sway the weight of the body into that right foot. Make sure it's nice and steady. Focus the eyes and just go ahead and lift the left knee up. And breathe. Good, and then place the left foot down. We're gonna take this a step further this time. Go ahead and shift into your left foot, lift your right knee up. I'm gonna turn side face for this. Good, and then you're gonna take the right knee down, heel in toward your seat, and reach behind you and grab the base of your toes. Good. Now, this is not dancer pose. We're not gonna lift the heel in the sky behind us. Instead, draw the heel in toward your hip, and then draw your right hip bone, the front of the hip bone, forward. You'll feel this big stretch in the front of the right thigh. That knee kind of grounding or moving toward the floor. Good. Don't slingshot it. Carefully release the right foot down. And we'll do the other side. Take your time, but when you're ready, shift the weight of the body into the right foot and lift the left knee up. Okay. Now get your balance here, and then go ahead and take the left knee down, heel in toward the seat, reach back and grab the base of the toes with the left hand, and draw the heel in toward the seat again, and bring the left hip bone forward. Stumbling over my words tonight. And feel that stretch in the front of the left thigh. Breathe. Good. Don't slingshot it. Carefully release. Adjust as you need to. And just watch me do this one really quickly. It's the next step in that series, but sometimes it's easier to see it before you do it. So I'm going to shift back into the first side, lift the knee, bring the knee down, reach back, grab the base of the toes, kind of moving quickly. My left hand is on my left hip. I'll bring the heel in toward the seat. I'll bring the right hip forward. And right now I'm looking at the wall in front of me. I'm going to change my gaze to the floor. That way, when I move my body, I don't like topple over, or I'm less likely to. So from here, keeping the heel drawing in, keep drawing this hip forward. I'm going to bring my chest and the thigh parallel to the floor here, kind of like a quad stretch, warrior three. Okay, give it a try. And when you fold forward, if you're feeling unsteady, you can bring your left hand down to kind of catch you if you'd like to. And anytime we fall out of a balancing posture, don't judge yourself. You're not bad at it. You just need to practice, okay? So let's do that first side. Standing tall, shift the weight into the left leg. Bring the right knee up. Good, then take the right knee down, heel in toward the seat, reach back and grab the base of the toes. Good. Right hip bone draws forward, heel in toward the seat. The spine stays pretty straight here. Left hand on the left hip. And then change your gaze from the wall to the floor. And then keep your eyes on that point as you begin to fold forward as best you can. And breathe. Good, now see if you can come back up and carefully release with as much grace as you can muster. Take a moment to adjust. All right, we have the other side to do. So shifting your weight into your right foot. Good, now go ahead and pick up the left knee. Bring the left knee down, heel in toward the seat. When you're ready, go ahead and grab onto the base of the toes. Left hip bone draws forward, heel in toward the seat. Change your gaze from the wall to the floor. And then do your best. Folding down. Breathe. And when you feel complete on this side, bringing yourself up and releasing. Again, stand and feel for a moment. Noticing sensation. Okay, take a deep breath in and out. And then go ahead and fold forward, Uttanasana again, standing forward fold. And then take your time from here, stepping back to downward facing dog. And then float gently down onto hands and knees. Release the feet. Exhale, child's pose. In child's pose, if you want to, you can take your knees a little bit wider and really sink your belly and heart between the knees. And so in this more restful posture, just notice, of course, like what's happening in your body right now, but maybe some of your reactions to some of the last practices, the balancing, the quad stretch. Maybe you sense some aversion to it or some fear of it or hesitation. Conversely, there might have been parts of you that liked it and found it to be maybe challenging in a good way, or maybe you just like to balance, and that's a good practice for that. And just have compassion for those experiences, whatever they are, even if they feel like conflicting ones at the same time. The insides of our minds are full of paradoxes, and we have compassion for that as well. And aware of the aspect of you that can hold that compassion, that can hold that witnessing perspective of whatever you're going through, whatever you're experiencing. Okay, taking a deeper, fuller breath. Go ahead and bring yourself on up. And let's go ahead and flip over onto our backs. And flip over is a euphemism. Just roll over. And we're going to do a couple more practices before we come into Shavasana, but we're getting close. Coming on down. Might feel good to hug the knees into the chest here. All right. So with the knees drawn into your chest, go ahead and take your arms out to the side, T-shape with the body, or you can do cactus arms. Take a deep breath in. With your exhale, take your knees to your right side. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, take your knees to the left side. Inhale back to center. Exhale right. Inhale back. Exhale left. Inhale back. Now, as you go to the right this time, go ahead and stay here. You can feel your left shoulder ground toward the earth, and your right hand can rest gently on top of your left thigh or knee. Last adjustment, if you'd like to, is the chin can turn to the left away from the knees, completing the spinal rotation. All right, with your next inhale, bring the knees back to center. And go ahead and just take them to the left. Your left hand can rest gently on top of your right thigh. Think about grounding your right shoulder to the ground. You can turn your chin to the right as well. And allow your breath to be steady here. Simply witnessing the breath, not having to control it or change it. Just watching what is. With your next inhalation, go ahead and come back to center. Hug the knees in tight. If you want to, you can curl the chin in toward the throat and bring your forehead up. Get a tighter grip on the legs, and then lay back down again. That gives you just a bit more of a release in your lower back if you need it. Deep breaths. Now, when you feel complete here, go ahead and extend your legs down to the floor. And if there's any final adjustments you need to make, maybe a bridge pose or another non-intense posture, go ahead and do that right now, but make your way slowly to Shavasana, corpse pose. You can bring support wherever you need it, a blanket under the head, or maybe some support underneath the knees. Settling in. Just bring your awareness to your body. This form resting here on the ground. What's happening inside this body? What are all the sensations, all of the experiences? All the sensation. None of it is good or bad or right or wrong. None of it is perfect or imperfect. It just is. It just is. It's just sensation. And holding all of that with the same light, the same non-preference. And anytime your mind wants to make up a story about something you're sensing, trying to explain it or trying to qualify it, just try to dissolve that thought or tendency and just turn toward whatever that is with compassion, with light, with love. peace, peace, peace. Feeling your body here. Go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath. Make gentle movements in your hands and feet, your arms and legs. Gently bringing your body and your awareness back to the space around you. Take your time as you roll to your right side. And coming up to a seat from here. So sitting tall, again, relax your shoulders down the back. Crown of the head is lifting toward the ceiling. Take a couple of breaths in and out. And bring your awareness to the space around your chest, the energetic heart center. And imagine that a burst of light has ignited at that region, the center of the chest. And this burst of light is that compassionate, loving presence that this self energy and witnessing consciousness can bring to our experiences or to our experience of our experiences. It's a space of non judging, a space of non harming. It can hold anything. It can love anything. So breathe with that space, that quality at the center of the chest, heart center. If you're having a hard time connecting to that deeply, think of something that brings you joy, big joy, not a moment of happiness or a spike in your cortisol, just joy. What brings you joy? Maybe it's seeing a puppy. Maybe there's an experience you've had of joy that just remembering it brings back so deeply that quality. Feel that viscerally within your body, around the heart, and see that as light, and allow that to expand beyond the chest, beyond just the heart center, down into your belly and pelvis and legs and feet, out into your shoulders, your arms, and your hands, and up into your throat, your neck, and your head, your mind, your brain. And don't forget about the back body. Feel expanding backwards. Whatever you're feeling in your body, whatever your mind perceives, you can bring a sense of this joy, this spaciousness, or at least a sense of compassionate empathy toward it, understanding. So allowing that sense of joy to stay with you if you're still connected to it, and the understanding of this aspect of ourselves that can watch our experiences without attachment to them having to turn out in a certain way, or without throwing us off our steady centers. Just compassion, just love. Take a deeper, fuller breath. Bring your palms to your heart and bow the chin, honoring that capacity within you. And may all of the work you've done here tonight, all of that work, and this practice continue to serve you. So until next time, namaste.